Good afternoon, everyone. And thank you for joining us today as we welcome back home our new UB women's basketball head coach here. In a moment, Athletic Director Mark Allnut will make the formal introduction. After his opening remarks, we will open the floor for questions from the media. At the conclusion of the press conference, there will be an opportunity for one-on-one interviews behind the stage here, so we'll follow up with that at the end. At this time, I would like to introduce the UB Vice President and Director of Athletics, Mark Allnut, who will introduce the 14th head coach of the University of Buffalo women's basketball program.
Good afternoon, everyone. First and foremost, what a beautiful day in Buffalo today. What a beautiful day, and it's definitely a great day to be a Bull. So glad to have such a great turnout here for us to introduce our 14th head coach of women's basketball. Well, first and foremost, I have a few thank yous that I want to give out before I get into the introduction here. Have to thank our boss, Dr. Satish Tripathi, for his just unwavering support of our athletics program. Obviously this is something that, we chatted about when this opportunity came about, and he completely supported, the direction that we were going here in regards to putting together a search, identifying the right person and the best person for the job. So thank you, Dr. Tripathi. I also want to thank members of our search committee. Essentially we put together a quick team of people that, worked with me to come together and come in agreement with the finalists. And those folks are Kelly Crutnan, who is, I believe, out on a beach someplace in San Diego. So good for her. As you know, Kelly, it's good for her to get out of the office and kind of relax a little bit. Sharon Sanford, I think she is out as well, but obviously appreciate, her input, the history that she has here at UB. A relatively newcomer to our athletic department, but obviously a familiar name, but Lori Barnum. Where's Lori at? Right there, front row. So thank you, Lori, for your wisdom, your input throughout this process. I want to thank Sean Ferrer as well, our Deputy Athletics Director. And Sean, again, relatively newcomer, but wealth of experience in athletics. And again, appreciate obviously your input and your involvement with this. Aaron Stang, who's our Senior Associate Athletics Director, kind of jack of all trades and master of many. I'm not going to say master of none, but to be able to have him involved, especially in this new world, which I'll talk about, not necessarily new world of collegiate athletics, it was good to hear from him, and obviously the input he had was tremendous. And then last but not least, is she back from Indiana? Where's Deanne Keller? Has she made it back? She has not made it back, but that's our Deputy Athletics Director as well. She's also the women's basketball sport administrator, does a phenomenal job, cares, about the program, cares about our athletic department, and cares about our student athletes. So with those folks, let's just give them a round of hand for the job that they did. And then there's two behind-the-scenes folks that I'm going to give a shout-out to that obviously helped just with the logistics and coordination of this search. Stacy Hesham, who's in the president's office, very valuable when this opportunity came out and we needed to move quickly and get things going. Stacy in the president's office helped us to really engage with the search firm and be able to get that going. All you guys looking at like, Mark, you got an incredible candidate right here. Why do you need a search firm? Well, there's a lot of vetting that goes on, a lot of confidentiality that happens, and in order to move quickly, we really appreciate the help of Collegiate Sports Associates to be able to get this thing off the ground running and complete it within that timeline that I said. Rachel, did I make the timeline? I said April 22nd. So did I make the timeline? Okay, she's shaking. Okay, good. So thank you, Rachel. Thank you. And then also Holly Kemp, who is our executive assistant. She does all the arrangements with the hotel when candidates come in and everything else. So appreciate Holly, being here and being part of the team. So women's basketball, UB women's basketball, just such a rich tradition of excellence in so many facets, especially when you look at the past 10 to 12 years, what we've been able to accomplish. We'll talk about on the court, MAC championships, NCAA bids, a Sweet 16, which, Kristen and I, we were just talking about this. The first time I met her was even before I started working here, when I bought tickets, and Kate's gonna remember this as well. I can't fail to mention my wife here, Kate Allnut, so she's here. It seems like we always have plans, and then, by the way, Mark, there's another search. Sorry, honey, we got to figure this out. But you know, it was when I came up to Albany before I even started working here officially, and I had a chance to engage with the basketball team, and I met Kristen for the first time. And again, gosh, I forgot one person, but so thankful she made the trip over from 2 hours east of here. I'm not going to name the school, but she's doing an incredible job, and really a person that's really elevated, laid the foundation for our basketball program. We had several conversations, one before the search even started, and then a celebration, FaceTime. But Coach Jack is back in the house for the first time. So when we talk about that history, as I mentioned, on the court success that we've had, and then, most recently, this incredible WNIT run that we went on, and, what those opportunities does, not just for the women's basketball program, not just for the athletic department, but for the university and for Western New York along, just the exposure that goes with it, the brand with that. The reach that you're able to reach, so many people outside of Western New York and nationally, and in many cases internationally, and then the pride that it brings to the community. As we made this WNIT run this past year, you saw the crowd just continue to grow, the interest be able to peak to where this arena was sold out. We were turning away people that wanted to come in, and people can be sneaky. They can try to, hey, I need to run in and just use the restroom. Mr. Allnut, can I run in and use the restroom? I'll be back out. No, we're not having that. It's sold out. We can't do that. We don't want the fire marshal coming in and get us in trouble. But you have this history, a tradition-rich history. And then I have not even mentioned just the successes, I should have plural, of what our young student athletes have done off the court and how they've developed into some outstanding young women, and have started their careers professionally, whether it's continuing to play the sport that they love or being that fantastic coworker, that incredible neighbor, that wife, whatever the case might be, the successes they've had in the classroom, the successes they've had giving back to the community, the successes they've had inspiring young women, girls who want to come and play basketball here at UB. So it's been an incredible run that we're excited about, and we're going to continue that. We're going to keep that going. The momentum is just getting started. Trajectory is still going to be like this, and it's definitely going to continue. So let's talk about the search itself, right? And I always appreciate Rachel, and gave her some well-deserved time with me last week just to talk about this. So we talk about the highs of success, right? It's exciting WNIT championship in our home court, which we were able to pull that off in front of a sold-out crowd, and then literally about an hour after cutting down the nets, I get informed that there's a possibility out there. So, with that being said, your wheels are automatically spinning in terms of you also have to anticipate what does happen if something was to happen in regards to some type of transition. So, as we move forward, putting together a list, just thinking about it in communication with what's going to happen, and eventually it did happen that Wednesday. Sorry I don't have the date in front of me, but it was Wednesday, I guess, maybe 2 weeks ago. So when that happened, it's a matter of, I mentioned before, gathering a fine group of people to work with from a search committee standpoint, implementing this search, and then being able to move forward with a list of names. Everyone has a list of names that we want to talk to, I should say, and then be able to work with the search firm in terms of building those names out. So we were able to engage and have our first conversation that Friday, 12 days ago was the point, I guess. I'm sorry, Friday 2 weeks ago, I should say, from this coming Friday. But what I'm getting at is we worked quickly. We were able to have a kickoff meeting. We were able to identify names, and then with the help of our search committee, and I was asking, a lot of this after hours, we had conduct our first Zooms that Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday. And then what that culminated in is bringing some finalists here, starting that Monday night Tuesday, and then Wednesday. And then obviously our decision was made that Wednesday night, which led to our head coach. So let's talk about this real quick. Led to Kristen Sharkey. First and foremost, we understand her background. Being a student athlete here at UB, right? A high-level student athlete. And I know for her, obviously, she's up there in the ranks of scoring and rebounding, but I know she wants to be pushed down by the kids that she's going to bring in to continue knock her down a notch. But here's what I have to say. Let's take aside the passion that she has for this place. Let's take aside being a two-time alum, not one time, a two-time graduate here at the university. I would say this: when we talk about growth and being prepared, she's a fine example of that. The opportunity to work alongside Coach Jack for the years here, the opportunity to go to Syracuse and you really even take on more responsibility was phenomenal, and really put her in a place to be able to be the next head coach here. When we talk about her being the standout student athlete that we're talking about, the standout coach that we talk about, but then again, being able to move on from this place and gain more experience from a recruiting standpoint, more experience from an NIL standpoint, it was huge. And then obviously you have to have the interview process. And we talk about a person who just literally set the bar. And I'm kind of looking at our search committee, and we've got a lot of head nods. Set the bar to a level that just blew us away. So take aside the alumni piece, but let's just talk about Coach Sharkey as a phenomenal coach. Number one, had a plan, had a vision, knowing that she's going to come in here with zero student athletes on the roster currently. Understood what that meant, how quickly she had to do that. Understand how important it is to surround herself with quality people and establish an incredible coaching staff, which it's interesting. We made the call, and we chatted, offered her the position that Wednesday evening. She accepted. It was a great conversation. I remember that Thursday morning, it was like an 8 o'clock text. Staff's all set. I'm like, whoa, staff's like, okay, hold up, let's talk here. Let's talk here. Who is it? All this, and it was great. But so that's one piece of it. The other thing too is just the X's and O's piece. All right, let's talk about the X's and O's piece first and foremost. Obviously, I want to say here, welcome to the family, Rosie and Rory. But the one thing that Coach Sharkey mentioned to the search committee is, I have a baby, Rory, but I have another baby, the 3-2 defense. That's her baby. So understanding how important it is from X's and O's standpoint defensively, but then also offensively, had a plan, as well. You'll see, and she'll talk more about it, but you're going to see exciting brand of basketball on both sides of the ball there. The recruiting piece, a relentless, tenacious recruiter. I told everyone here that, we have to build a roster, essentially from scratch. And what she's doing and what she's been able to do and the plan that she had before she was named about who, when, where, and why these kids would be outstanding fit here at Buffalo was tremendous, and she's hit the ground running. Instill an incredible culture, within the team, within the program. And what I mean by that is providing experience for our student athletes in that sport where, they're gonna love coming to Alumni Arena every day. They're gonna love being able to, go to class and be able to excel in their degree program of choice. They're going to love giving back to the community. And, that piece has been definitely exemplified from her time here, but also from time at Syracuse. When you talk about the transfer portal this day and age, and you can look at all of our sports, you know what? They're doing something right from a culture standpoint where there's 0 kids in the transfer portal at Syracuse. So that to me was something that definitely resonated. And we talk about a developer, right? We're talking about a developer, not just on the court and skill, but also developing young people, as I mentioned previously, to be successful. She used acronym LABS, Life After Basketball. What's the S? I'm sorry. Maybe it's just LAB. It's just lab. All right, sorry, not labs, it's lab. But life after basketball, and she means that. because you can only, play ball for so long, and then what's your next step in life, and the preparedness is going to be there. So when you put all that together, and when you go back to the experiences that she's had as a student athlete, experience she's had as an assistant coach, experience she had as associate head coach, and then now being able to implement this plan, she set the bar in the interview. She set the bar in the interview where for us, it was the unanimous choice to have Coach Sharkey here be our next head coach. So before we bring Coach Sharkey up, love for us to play a video real quick, and then we'll carry on with these proceedings.
What's going on, Bulls Nation? It's CD here, and I just want to say the city of Buffalo is up right now. The energy at University of Buffalo is at a high, and that's because we welcome back one of our own, Coach Kristen Sharkey. Congratulations on getting this head women's coaching job, Coach Sharkey. I'm so excited to see you get this well-deserved opportunity. I had the privilege of playing under Coach Sharkey while she was an assistant coach here at University of Buffalo. She's proven that she knows winning mentality. She's proven that she knows the steps and process it takes to build a winning program. She's not only done it here at University of Buffalo, but she's also done it at Syracuse. So she is Western New York. She is upstate New York. It is a special privilege to coach at your alma mater, and I'm so excited because I know personally the energy and passion behind her work ethic. I know personally the skill set that she has in recruiting, scouting, and the knowledge for the game. So I'm so excited for her student athletes. I'm so excited for her players because she is a player's coach. She knows what it takes to, as a player, and she knows what it takes to do it at University of Buffalo. The loyalty and love for her alma mater pours out of her. So I'm just so excited to see her excel. Congrats again, Coach Sharkey. Congrats, University of Buffalo. You couldn't have got a better coach. And go Bulls.
Hey Shark, you know who it is, it's your PG, but I just wanted to say congratulations. Oh my gosh, how well deserved this is. I am so happy for you. I'm so happy for Buffalo. I mean, there could not be anyone more perfect to head coach that program moving forward. I think, you've been an amazing teammate, an amazing friend. You've been an amazing assistant coach, and I can only imagine the amazing things that you're going to do as a head coach there. And I cannot wait. I know that you're going to bring us all back, and we're all going to get to be around you, and the alumni is going to be involved. And I know that so many people will be rooting for you and be in your corner. You're an amazing person, an amazing player, and an even better coach. So can't wait to see what you do. I will be following you from over in Australia or Europe. Horns up. Horns up forever. Congrats again. Love you to bits.
Coach Sharkey, welcome home. Congratulations for the head coaching job at Buffalo. I am so incredibly lucky to have been able to play for you for 4 years while I was there. From the first day I stepped on campus, I knew that you were passionate, you were caring, you were someone who always put your players before yourself. You put the work in, you never asked for more than what you were giving, and to have that in the new head coaching role at Buffalo is so exciting to see. I can't wait to come out to games and to see the way that you take this program to the next level. It's truly going to be so special to have you leading that program. So go Bulls. Congratulations, Coach Sharkey.
Congratulations, Coach Sharkey, on becoming the next UB women's basketball head coach. I'm so excited for this next journey for you. I know you're going to do great as a head coach simply because I've had the privilege and honor to be mentored by you as a player and as a coach. And I've also had the front row seat to see how much you truly care about Buffalo, the Western New York community, as well as women's basketball. So I'm excited for this new endeavor, and good luck.
Coach Sharkey, congratulations. Yes, the 14th head coach at University at Buffalo. How crazy is that? And now you get this opportunity at year 33 of your age, and that's my number. And I'm just really, it's just excited for you. I've known you since you were a kid, and I guess 20 was a kid for me, and you've been with me for so long, and you really had an opportunity to go play over in Europe, but you stayed and said, let me help you grow the program. And boy, did we grow the program. We have done some fun things together, and you traveled to Syracuse with me to help me start this thing over here at Syracuse. And, you know, letting you go is not an easy thing. I guess the word isn't letting go, it's letting you evolve into the woman that you're supposed to become and the coach that you deserve to be, and that's a head coach. So I wish for you everything great. You know, I put this jersey on so you can remember your voice matters, and your voice is all they're going to hear. Just give them what comes out of your heart, and whatever comes out of your heart is going to be good enough for you to win more championships as a head coach. So go out there, you chase great, but make sure you catch it. Proud of you, love you, always going to be here for you, always. Take care, Sharkey. Go Bulls, but also go Orange.
Spoken very well by the person in the orange and blue jumpsuit over there, Coach. So we appreciate at least a little blue there. Thank you very much. Well, with that being said, without further ado, we'd love to just welcome, first of all, the Sharkey family up here to UB. Glad to have you, Rosie, little Rory. It's going to be a fun ride. So let's bring up now our 14th head coach here at the University of Buffalo, Coach Kristen Sharkey.
Wow, thank you guys all. I'm so excited, and I just, thank you all for being here. I'm standing here incredibly honored, humbled, grateful. My heart is so full of gratitude right now to officially step into this head role here at the University at Buffalo. Paya, I see you, girl. But first, I want to thank President Tripathi, Mark Allnut, Deanne Keller, and that entire search committee. You guys drilled me. I left there and I was like, oh man, I hope I did good. So to hear that, you said I set the bar, that makes me feel good, and it makes me feel like, I'm ready to really step into this role for you guys. But 15 years ago, I came to UB as a young person who just loved basketball. I was trying to find my way, find my purpose, and find my direction. Like a lot of 18-year-olds, I thought I knew who I was, but this place, it showed me who I could become. The University at Buffalo didn't just give me a jersey or a locker or a start in my coaching career. It gave me a chance. It gave me a real chance and a real opportunity that would change the entire trajectory of my life. I walked into this building unsure of my place in the world, and through this program, through my teammates, my coaches, Coach Jack, and this amazing community that surrounded us, I found it, right? I learned what it meant to lead. I learned what it meant to sacrifice for something bigger than yourself. And most importantly, I learned that greatness isn't something you just stumble upon. It's something that you chase. It's something that you earn every single day through work, accountability, and heart. This place raised me. It shaped me, my bad. From 2010 to 2015, I poured my entire heart, my entire being into this place as a player. From 2016 to 2022, I poured my heart into it as a coach. Together, we lifted trophies. We danced in March. We made history. 3 MAC championships, 4 NCAA tournament appearances, and that run to the Sweet 16 that showed the world what a school like the University at Buffalo is made of. But our story, it wasn't just about the wins. It was about the grit. It was about the passion. It was about family. It was about the sisterhood. And Summer, were you on staff after you? Or was I paying you when you made that? Or no? All right. Well, it's that sisterhood, right? Like, it's all about the connections that we create through this amazing game. And this program, it was built on heart, and it's going to be fueled by purpose. And that foundation is exactly what brings me back. Buffalo it's not just where I played, or it wasn't where I worked, it's where I belong. And I truly feel that. And I'm here to lead this next chapter with every ounce, fight, and love and pride that's in me. To my current players, I had 0 on Friday. But I'm up to 5 now, and I'm hoping by the end of today I get 6. All right, so we're moving and grooving. And to all those commits I'm going to get in the next few days, and you know who you are. You're the reason I'm here. every decision we make as a staff, it'll be rooted in one thing, and that's your guys' growth. Not just as basketball players, but as young women preparing to make a further impact beyond the court. I know the weight that jersey carries. I know the pride that it comes along with. And I know what this program can do for your life because I'm living proof of what it did for me. We're going to build a culture that demands excellence, but also one that nurtures, that listens, that empowers. We're going to compete relentlessly. We're going to hold each other accountable, and we're going to celebrate every bit of progress on and off the court. Because it's not just about basketball for me, and it never has been. It's about helping you get from where you are now to where you're trying to go. When you tell me what you want, we're going to work our tails off to get you there. And to the fans, alumni, Silver Bulls, I saw some of my Silver Bulls in the house. Raise your hand. Mimi? Hey, all right, there we go. Thank you. You guys have been the heartbeat to this program. Your passion, your pride, your unwavering support. Even when we left here at Buffalo, we were at Syracuse. We saw many of you guys make the trip 2 hours down the road to support us. So that just shows the power of the people you put around you. When this place has this belief in me, I know that if I were to ever falter even a little bit, I have you all right there to lift me back up. So thank you for believing in me, and I'm excited to get going. To my staff, I hit a home run. Like I said, I was like, I got him, right? So I'm bringing Allison Spazcheck here. She is loyal to the T. I've known her my entire life. She was our video coordinator at Syracuse, so Coach Jack, thanks for letting me take her back. But she's just like a relentless recruiter, organized. She's going to be, out on the road, finding us players to help us get back to the Sweet 16. Damon Jones, he goes by Dame. Learned that yesterday because we met for the first time finally in person on Monday morning. But he is coming from the Minnesota Lynx. He was the player development and video coordinator there. He won a gold medal with the U.S. women's team in the Olympics last summer, and he's going to bring a wealth of knowledge for me to help push me, and I appreciate you for, believing in me, and, he's my first big-time recruit, not going to lie. Thank you for believing in my vision, Dame. And then also, we got summer. Like we say, Gracie always said, right, it's always summertime in Buffalo, baby. So we're super excited to have summer back. Summer is the true definition of what a place can transform a life with, right? She came to us and was kind of just, right? A little shoulder shrugger, but now to see the way that she helped Damon build that program, and the second I got this opportunity, there was not one person I thought about first from a player standpoint than Summer. So just the growth we've already had together, I'm excited to take this program further. But to the incredible coaches, teammates, mentors who've poured into me along the way, thank you. That stuff is important. And as I pour into my young people, when you guys fill my cup, and I can able to pour into others. To Coach Jack, thank you for believing in me as a player and empowering me as a coach. Your belief in me carried me further than I ever thought possible, and your lessons are stitched in me forever. To the incredible women I've coached, you're the reason why I fall in love with this game over and over. To my family, your love, your sacrifices, constant support, you've always been my foundation. And lastly, but most importantly, to my wife Rosie and baby girl Rory, this moment isn't just mine, it's ours. You've sacrificed a lot along the way, continue to stand by me, and it means the world. Rory, you got a whole lot of big sisters that are going to be babysitting you, and I can't wait to watch you grow up around the court. So, what can you expect from my team? You can expect a group that's resilient, a group that's prepared, a group that plays with heart, with pride, and with a purpose that goes beyond the scoreboard. We're going to work, we're going to grow, we're going to chase greatness together every single day in everything we do. It's not just going to be about basketball and putting that ball in the air. It's going to be about going to class, sitting in the first 3 rows, treating people with respect. Because at the end of the day, your manners, they matter more than any money you'll ever make in this world. And this job, it's a dream come true, but I understand that it's also a responsibility. A responsibility to the young women and their families who trust me with their development, a responsibility to this university that gave me so much, and a responsibility to every little girl out there who wants to know what's possible when someone believes in her. We're going to build something special here and continue to raise the bar. We're going to raise the standard, we're going to hold the line, and create a culture that lasts long after the final buzzer. This program changed my life. Now it's my turn to return the favor. Thank you. Let's get to work. And as always, go Bulls.
All right, thanks, Kristen. We do have some time for some questions. Ryan has a microphone. If you just raise your hand, and if you can please introduce yourself before you ask your question, that'd be helpful. Thanks.
Hi, Kristen. Rachel
Rachel.
Lindsay from the Buffalo News. Welcome back to you and your
Thank you.
family and your coaching staff. You really outlined well how soon you want to put your stamp on this program, but at the same time, what is the challenge that comes in taking this job?
The challenge is the fact that I had no players. But I think that's what I've always done. I've always been a recruiter. I've always gotten people onto the campus, and Coach Jack was the one sealing the deal. So I got to learn firsthand from one of the best recruiters in the country. She recruited a class that went to a national championship game, and I feel like that's watching her and how she worked is something that I'll be able to fall in line. But that was the biggest challenge, and understanding that this place is special. For me, coming back here, the challenge was really just getting players. 'Cause I can sell the place. That's not the issue, right? So just building that roster and being ready to go.
And at this, again, one more follow-up question. When you came to this campus 15 years ago, did you picture yourself becoming the head coach here, back up on this stage and looking out and outlining your vision for the program?
No, I'm just, when I chose the University of Buffalo, I wanted to be the reason why it became something as a player. I knew that they had a lot of room to grow. They never really won, and I wanted to go somewhere where I could play and where I could be a difference maker. So no, did I think I'd ever stand here and say I'm the 14th head coach here? No, but I'm just a big believer in being where your feet are and working your tail off every day. And when you do things with the right intention, with good people around you, things just kind of fall into place the way they're meant to be.
Ryan O'Halloran, also from the Buffalo News. On the NIL front, how involved does the head coach need to be, and how much can you take advantage of your experience here previously to reconnect with some of those donors?
NIL is huge. Like, I know I'm going to put a team together, but I'm also going to be hitting the concrete in this community. The way that college athletics has shifted, it's not just about being able to recruit a kid to come get a degree here. It's about what can we do, right? So now it's come to the point where we can revenue share. So it's not necessarily about me going out and getting name, image, and likeness. It's how can we increase revenue for women's basketball here at Buffalo? And that's going to be me going out to dinner with people. It's going to be me shaking hands with whoever I need to shake hands with. But understanding that this place is on the verge of exploding. With the new facilities that are being put in and the resources and the investment from Mark and his staff on the women's basketball program, I will be fully involved. I know I got Sean's number now, so we're going to get ready to hit the ground running with all that. But that's a really, really crucial piece in building a program now.
Jonah Bronstein, WIVB. Think back maybe 3 years ago, how ready did you feel for this position at that point in time, and then how has your readiness changed or increased over the past 3 years?
I think sometimes you have to step away in order to see the beauty in what was there. Readiness-wise, I was just so excited. When we just coming off a championship, we get to go do the whole Power 5 Syracuse thing. I did learn that, sometimes the grass isn't always greener. When your heart is at a place and you're comfortable and you're able to be fully who you are at an institution, that's when it's special. So I did, once I did get to Syracuse, I was very intentional about my growth and how I was going to be able to really be able to step into that role, say, if this job did ever open. It was never about me being a head coach. It was always about me trying to get back to Buffalo, to be honest. So when this job opened up as quickly as it did, I'm just really glad that I took the steps necessary for me personally to really grow as an individually as a leader, as just a person that could really put their mark on a group of young women.
Hey, Scott Swenson, Channel 4 Sports. How are you? Congratulations.
Thank you, Scott.
You played for Coach Jack. You've coached with Coach Jack, and it's pretty much defense. And I'm assuming that's where you're headed with style of play here. What fans going to see when you bring the team to the court? What kind of style of basketball?
It's going to be fast. I want to play a fast-paced style of basketball. You know, that 1-2-2 matchup zone, like Mark said. I said I got my wife, I got baby Rory, but that defense is going to be my baby. I brought an incredible offensive mind in Dame. He's going to help us kind of run that piece. But for me, I feel like the 1-2-2 defense that Coach Jack created, it's the mid-major blueprint to knock some teams off in the NCAA tournament. Right, you got all it moves as a unit, and when you get that thing cooking the way it's supposed to, you know, the teams in the MAC, they can't penetrate the gaps like they need to. And they spend 2-3 days preparing how to score against our zone, so it takes away from them. And then you get into the NCAA tournament, and you got the athletes that can get through the gaps, but you only have a day to prepare for it. That's when you know you got something special. But yeah, transition basketball, I want to score in the first 10 seconds. I want to come down, we run quick hitters, a little dribble handoffs, some zoom actions, and go. But our players are going to have the freedom offensively because they're going to put the work in, and they're going to, you know, work with our staff and myself to get their skills where it needs to be so we can play at that level. But it's going to be a fast-paced, sharing the basketball, score quick, let's go. And I want to shoot 33s a game. We make 10 of them, we're going to win every single basketball game. All right, so that's a big responsibility to our players. I know some people are watching that are hopefully going to commit this week, but you want to shoot the ball, come play for us.
Hey, Coach, Jonathan Acosta, WGRZ. You talked about the players putting in the work, but I see coaching college basketball, you have to put in a lot of work yourself, a lot of hours. It's a relentless job, so to speak. How does your passion for this place and your familiarity with this place fuel you, and maybe how is it going maybe to motivate you when you're putting in those long hours and it's been a long work week to just continue to fuel you as you try to elevate this program?
Yeah, so this isn't just a job for me, it's personal. You know, I'm back home. It's where I've poured every ounce of my being in already to get to where I am. To me, it's just a special place where I'm going to just continue to work. I've been saying, this is my little running joke for the last 3 days has been I'm like a hamster on a wheel. So get Sean every time. But I legit, I understand the responsibility. You know, when you are being tasked with an 18-year-old's life by their parents to leave their home, it is my responsibility to get them to where they want to go. And whatever amount of work that takes, I understand that to my core because I've had the example of a coach doing that for me, and my staff understands that as well. But the hours isn't really what matters. It's when you bring good people around you and people are high energy, we have the same vision, the same purpose, the same passion, the time just goes by. I've been in the office every day from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. and I don't even feel like the day's gone by. Right, we're just talking. I get to talk about the most special place in the world to me. I get to talk about the system I want to implement. I get to talk about the amazing staff that I hired. And to me, it's not really a job. This is a lifestyle. My wife understands that. Rory's going to understand it. She's asleep already. I'm already boring her. But to me, this isn't a job. This is a personal endeavor that it's my purpose to help these young people to grow.
What was your perspective on the WNIT final and the crowd that came out for that and kind of what that event meant for the campus community and UB alumni like yourself?
It was amazing. When I turned that TV on and I saw alumni rocking like that, it just brought so much pride, right? It brought so much pride back. One, that, you know, what we started was continued. Women's basketball, it's right now. It's you know, everywhere. You got the new professional leagues that are being played in the U.S., and that's unheard of. So to have this community jump on a women's sports program it's special, and the people in Buffalo, they get that, and we're going to continue to pour back into this community. I'm never going to ask the community to give before I don't give something to it first. So you'll see our teams out in the community, and we're going to continue to build that fan base. And if we can, you know, on average sell this place out, I think that'll be pretty awesome.
Congrats, Coach. Kevin Hayes, Spectrum News. You know, you hit on it a little bit. You need to fill out the roster, but in terms of your personal growth in Syracuse, what are you looking to do to grow, you know, your hand-picked staff, and after that, the rest of this community to something that will have your absolute stamp on it?
Yeah, I think it's just challenging people, right? I've been blessed to be challenged for the last 10 years, 12 years, 13 years? 13 years by Coach Jack every single day, right? When you're around a group of people that all want the same thing, you can respectfully challenge someone, and then they'll continue to rise to the occasion. You know, I'm never gonna call anybody outside their name or anything like that, but I'm gonna continue to empower. That's what we do. That's what I've learned to do. I've learned to step into a room and be able to help young people grow. And I'm just gonna continue to challenge them. I know they've been doing a great job so far. We literally have an official visit every day until May 4th. So, you know, they've hit the ground running. They understand what it takes, and I'm just going to keep pouring out what I've learned in my career so far to them, and then we're just going to keep staying creative. Got to stay creative in this business nowadays, especially with the way it's changing and ebb and flowing.
Hey, Coach Paul Peck, welcome home. Good to see you again. The old cliche is moving that one seat over is one of the hardest things in coaching. So right now, how are you ready? Why are you ready? And who's helped you get ready?
Paul Peck. I can hear that voice in my dreams.
Sorry about that.
How did I get ready? I got ready by watching one of the most incredible human beings coach multiple groups of people from nothing to something for the last 10 years and being a part of that. But, you know, that is something that, you know, people always say, are you ready to be a head coach? I don't think there's a time anyone's ready to be a head coach. I think it's something where I'm going to wake up every day, kiss my wife and my baby goodbye, get out my car, walk through that door with so much joy in my heart that I'm here, and figure it out as we go. And I'm going to lean on our administration. I'm going to lean on Deanne. I'm going to lean on Coach Jack, whether she likes it or not. And I'm going to lean on my staff. You know, I'm just going to continue to learn. I've always been a ferocious learner, and I'll always find a way. You know, there's a lot of times in my career I would be given tasks, and I'd be like, wait, what is she talking about? But I'd just figure it out, right? I feel like my whole career I've been like, just figure it out, figure it out, figure it out. And we just continue to build. So my adaptability, I think, is something that's going to help me transition through this, and just my experiences. You know, we've won. You know, we've lost. We've laughed. We've cried. We've had team meetings. We've done it all. So I think right now it's just me just kind of stepping into my blessing and just continuing to grow.
Okay. Well, that'll wrap things up. For media interested in doing one-on-ones with Kristen, we have a setup happening here behind the stage. Other than that, I want to thank everybody for coming out today. We'll see you back here in November, hopefully with a full team ready to go. And go Bulls. Thank you.